Okay, good morning, grade 12 seniors. Today I'm going to explain for you the second lesson in term 3 material, and the title of the lesson is Alkanes. Now these are the 4 required KPIs. If you want, pause the video and go through the KPIs in order to understand what we will be doing today. Okay, now before we start about alkanes in general, let me remind you about what are alkanes. Now the main title of the lesson last week was hydrocarbons, and we agreed that hydrocarbons are compounds made of carbon and hydrogen only. And we said there are two main types of hydrocarbons, the saturated hydrocarbons and the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now, when we say saturated hydrocarbons, they contain C single bond C. The unsaturated were two types, either C double bond C or C triple bond C. We call this group alkanes, and this group we call them alkenes. Be careful here, the only difference is only one letter. This is A, this is E. And here, this one is alkynes, okay? And the general formula of alkanes was CnH2n plus 2. The alkenes was CnH2n, and the alkynes was CnH2n minus 2. Okay, so today we will be speaking about particularly this group, which is the alkanes. Now, if we start with alkanes, having the general formula of CnH2n plus 2. Okay, if we say CnH2n plus 2, now I will replace for n equal 1. What will the formula be? C, بدل n we will put 1, so it will be C1 or C, H, 2 times 1 plus 2. 2 times 1 is, okay, 2 times 1 plus 2. So this will be C1H4. Now we will replace n equal to. So C2H, 2 times 2 plus 2. It will be C2H6. If we put n equal 3, this will be C3H, 2 times 3 plus 2, which is C3H8. Now all these are alkanes. If we put n equal 4, the formula will be C4H10, n equal 5, the formula will be C5H12. If we put n equal 100 مثلا, what is the formula of the alkane? It will be C100H202. We can replace n for any number we want, and then we can get the molecular formula. Remember, this is called molecular formula. Now, what is the difference between this one and this one? لاحظوا إنه here we added one carbon, it was C1, C2, and we added two hydrogens, C4H6. Okay, so we added one carbon and two H's. If we take this one and add one carbon, two H's, one carbon, it will be C3, two H's will be H8. Similarly here. So each one of them is adding CH2, we get the second one. Adding CH2, we get the next one. Adding CH2, we get the next one. So these are called homologous series. Series means silsila, they come after each other, and homologous, they are similar, okay? So any compound that differs from the other compound by CH2, this is called homologous series, okay? Now we will come to the naming of these compounds. What name do I give to CH4? What name do I give to C2H6? Okay, the naming of these compounds depends on the number of carbon atoms. If I have one carbon atom, the prefix is meth. Remember, we have prefix and we have suffix. Prefix comes in the beginning, it depends on the number of carbon atoms. Now the suffix is the part that comes at the end. It will either be "-ine" or "-ine" or "-wine". Depends on if I'm talking about alkane, ولا alkene, ولا alkyne. Okay? If one carbon atom, we have methane, two carbon atoms, this is ethane, three carbon atoms, propane, and so forth. Okay, you are responsible to know up till carbon 10. Now, how do I use these? If I have a compound, remember, we will be speaking about alkanes. Okay, and the formula is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, alkanes, The formula is CnH2n. We have alkyne, and the formula is CnH2n minus 2. Okay, طيب هلا if we put instead of N3, what will this formula be? This will be C3H 2 times 3 6 plus 2 8. Okay, this one will be C3H 2 times 3 6. This one will be C3H 2 times 3 6 minus 2 4. Okay, now what is the name of this carbon, of this compound? This compound having 3 carbons, number of carbon is 3, so I will use the prefix prop. Now this is the first part. Now I need to continue the suffix, either -ane or -ene or -wine. If I'm speaking about alkane, so the name will be propane. Now this one is again 3 carbons, so it will be prop and -ene, so the name will be propene. Now the alkyne will be also 3 carbons, prop, and we will continue with wine, propine. Okay, now notice all of them have 3 carbon atoms, so all of them begin with prop. Now the second part or the suffix depends on if it's an alkane, I will say ane, ene, alkene, propene, alkyne, propine. Now how is this structure? When I say C3H8 and I want to draw it, I will draw the C's first, so 3 carbons. Now I need 8 H's to be distributed. This one will need, already having a bond, will need 3 bonds. We agreed that carbon should make 4 covalent bonds. So it has already 1, so I will put for it 3, 1, 2, 3. High carbon already عندها 2 bonds, so I will put 2. And this carbon already have 1, I will put 3. In another way, this could be represented as C and 3 H's, so I can say CH3. C and 2 H's, I will say CH2. C and 3 H's, I will say again CH3. Okay, now, how is the structure of this one? C3H6, I will also draw 3 carbons. Now, when I say alkene, this means there is a double bond. Either this one or this one could be a double bond. One of the bonds is double, okay? If we say this is double, now I have 6 H's. How will I distribute them? This carbon already have 2 bonds, so I will put 2 H's. This carbon already have 3 bonds, so it needs 1 H. This carbon have 1 bond, so it needs 3 H's, okay? لاحظوا 2 plus 1 plus 3, this is 6 hydrogens. Now, how do I draw this structure? Similarly, I will start by drawing my carbons. Alkyne means there is a triple bond. Now I have 4 H's. This carbon have 1 bond, so it needs 3 to make it 4. This carbon has 1, 2, 3, 4, so it doesn't need any H's. And this carbon have 3 bonds, so it needs 1 H only. 3 plus 1, this is 4. Okay, be careful. 1 letter only will make for you the structure different, the formula different, and the name is different. So whenever you are drawing or naming, be careful for the suffix. Is it an ane or ene or wine? Okay, now next. Now all this we already spoke about it. Now let's say if I want you to draw for me the structure of butane. How is the structure of butane and the structure of butene and the structure of butane? Okay, يلا try. أول شيء we have bute means 4 carbons, so I have 4 carbons. Ane means single bond, so I will put 4 carbons. Okay, now how many H's does this one need? 3, this one 2, this one has 2 bonds, so it needs 2, this one is 3. So the formula is C4H, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 and 2, 7, 7 and 3 is 10. Now butene, bute again, it means 4 carbon atoms. Ene means there is a double bond, so I will put 4 carbons and I will put a double bond. Your double bond could be here, it could be here, and it could be here as you want, okay? Now how many H's do you need here? 3, here 1, here 1, and here 3. So the formula is C4H, 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, this is 8. Now again, bute is 4 carbons, Wine means triple bond, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is triple. Again, your triple bond could be here, or could be here. Okay, here we will need 3 H's. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, no H's. 1, 2, 3, 4, no H's, and 1, 2, 3. So this is C4H6. Okay, be careful. All of them have 4 carbon atoms, but this one is AN means single bonds, EN means double bond, wine means triple bond. Okay, done. Now, these are all called straight chain alkanes. Okay, let me insert a page. Now, alkanes. Okay, first type of alkane is the straight chain alkane. مثل شو؟ مثل مثلا pentane. When I say pentane, what does it mean? This is a straight chain. I will put pent means 5 carbons, and ane means all of the bonds are single. So this is the 3, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay, now we might have branched alkanes. Okay, what is the meaning of branched alkanes? Branched alkanes means we might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have a branch here of carbon. Okay, so this is a branched alkane. فرع يعني. Okay, فرع. Or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have a carbon here. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 2 branches, one here and one here. Now the branches could be drawn down, and it could be drawn above the parent chain. Okay, now how do we name the branched alkanes? Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce for you the types of branches. If we have 1 carbon, we know that 1 carbon is meth, but now the suffix will be Y and L, so we will say methyl. If we have 2 carbons, F and Y and L, so it will be ethyl. 3 carbons is propyl. Now, this isopropyl is not very common in the exams, but I will tell you about it if you have 3 carbons and the branch is in the middle carbon. Now, I will show you in examples. And we have the butyl is 4 carbons with a branch. Now, how do we use these branches? For example, I have this compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, till now, it is a straight chain alkane. Okay, if I put for you a branch here of carbon. Now let's see how many H's are needed. This carbon have 1 bond, so I'll put 3 H's, 2 bonds, 2 H's, 1, 2, 3, so it needs 1 H, 1, 2, 2 H's, 1, so this is 3. Okay, and this carbon have 1 bond, so it needs 3 H's. Now look, this is called the longest chain, or we call it the parent chain. Okay, this is called parent chain, means the longest chain. Parent chain. Now this is called the branch. Okay, when I need to name my parent chain and I need to name my branch. Okay, type. What is the name of the parent chain? Now my parent chain simply is made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. This is pent. And all of the bonds are single, so this is ane. Now my branch is 1 carbon. 1 carbon is meth, and I will put for it while, so it's called methyl. Okay, so now I did 2 things. I named my parent chain and I named my branch. Number 3, I need to know where is my branch, at which carbon is my branch. Okay, here I will say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. My branch is at carbon number 3. So the naming of this will be, where is the branch at number 3? What is the branch? Methyl. Okay, now the parent is pentane. Okay, so I name the parent chain, I name my branch, and I put numbers to know where is my branch. Now, if you were asked to write the molecular formula of this compound, simply you need to count all the C's and all the H's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget to count the branch also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. How many H's? 3 plus 2, 5, plus 1, 6, plus 2, 8, 8 and 3, this is 11, and 3, this is 14. So the molecular formula is C6H14. Okay, let me give you another compound and let's see how do we name it. Let me insert a page and say, if you have this compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have a branch here. Okay, now let me give you the H's. طبعا هون we will need 3 H's. Here we will need 2 H's. Here we will need 2 H's. This carbon have 1, 2, 3, so it needs 1 H. This carbon have 1 bond 3 H's and 1 bond 3 H's. Now how do we name this compound? What is the name of this compound? Now we will start first by naming the parent chain. Okay, number 2, we will name the branches. And number 3, we will put numbers to know where is my branch. Now, the parent chain is the longest chain. It is this one, sorry. Okay, so this is the parent chain. How many carbons do you have in your parent chain? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the name of the parent chain is pent. It has only single bonds, so I will say ane. Now, where is my branch? This is my branch. Okay, what is the name of my branch? This is methyl. Now be careful for numbering. Do I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the branch is at carbon number 2, or do I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my branch will be at carbon number 4? دائما choose the least possible numbers. The branch wants to be on the least possible number, which is less, 4 or 2, 2, so I will depend on this numbering. This numbering is wrong. Okay? طيب هلا I will put numbers. يعني الأقرب للفرع I put for it number 1. Which one is closer to the branch? This one, so I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? طيب what if the branch is not methyl? It could be something else. Let me insert a page. Let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here you have a branch, and here you have a branch, and here you have a branch. Okay? طيب هلا let's distribute the H's. This carbon have 3 H's. This carbon 1, 2, 3, 1 H, 1, 2, 2 H's. This one 3, 1, 2, 3. This is 1 H, 1, 2, 2 H's, 1, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 3. Okay, طيب هلا first of all I will identify my longest chain or the parent chain. Okay, the parent chain is the longest chain. بعدين I will do the branches. بعدين I will put my numbers. Okay, طيب هاي longest chain. How many carbons do I have in my longest chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 means oct, and all the bonds are single, so I will say octane. Okay, طيب هلا البرانشز. عندي أول branch have 1 carbon, this is called methyl. 2 carbons, this is the second branch, this is ethyl. And this one is 1 carbon, this is also methyl. خلصنا البرانشز. هلا we will put numbers. Which is better to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my branches will be at 2 and 4 and 6. Or I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is less? To have my branches on 3, 5, 7 ولا 2, 4, 6? طبعا 2, 4, 6 أحسن. So I will cancel this. This is not correct. Okay. And I will depend on this numbering. Now how do I name my compound? Let's start at the first branch. My first branch على أي carbon? على carbon number 2. So what will I say? I will say 2 methyl. Now when the other branch هيو at carbon number 4. So I will say 4 ethyl. I have one more branch at carbon number 6. I will say 6 methyl. and then my parent chain, which is octane. Again, I will repeat. I say, where is the branch? And then the branch. At 2, I have methyl. At 4, I have ethyl. At 6, I have methyl, and then the parent chain, which is octane. Now, one thing you can do, instead of saying methyl, methyl twice, I can combine these two and say 2, 6 dimethyl. شو يعني di means 2. Okay, and then I say 4 ethyl and then say octane. Okay, هلا the things that you need to memorize so far in this lesson. You need to memorize the prefixes. Okay, the prefixes are for C equal 1 we say meth, for C equal 2 we say eth, C equal 3 we say prop, for but. Okay, 5 is pent. Okay, 6 is hex, 7 is hept, 8 is oct, oct نفس الأكتوبس, 9 is non, and 10 is dick. Okay, هاي أول شيء لازم تحفظه. The second thing, what are the branches? Okay, now if the branch is CH3 I say نفس الشيء 1 carbon myth بس هلا راح أحط له while 2 carbons يعني CH3 CH2 2 carbons eth and I will put while CH3 CH2 CH2 يعني 3 carbons it will be prop while 4 carbons okay but and I will put for it while هلا if you have a repeated branch you will use, if it is repeated twice, you will say di. If it is repeated 3 times, you will say tri. If it is repeated 4 times, you will say tetra. Okay? So far you need to memorize all this in order to be good in naming the compounds. Okay? Let me insert a page and give you another compound to name. Let's say you have this compound 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have a C here, and you have a C here, and you have a C here. Okay, now this one 3 H's, this one no H's, 3, 3, 3, H, 3. Okay, how do we name this compound? Okay. Yalla, first of all, we will circle the parent chain. This is the longest chain, this is the parent chain. How many carbons do I have in my parent chain? 4 carbons, this means it is but, and all the bonds are single, so I will say butane. Now I will do my branches. This is my branch, first one, and this is another one, and this is another one. Okay, this one is called methyl, 1C also methyl, 1C also methyl. إذا خلصنا البارent, خلصنا البranches. Now I need to put numbers. Which is better to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I will have 2 at 2 and 1 at 3. ولا 1, 2, 3, 4. I will have 1 at 2 and then 3, 3. Which is less? This way is less. Okay? طيب خلينا نبدأ. أول شيء I have at carbon number 2 I have methyl. So I will say 2 methyl. Now again at carbon number 2, I have methyl. Again, 2 methyl. And at carbon number 3, I have methyl. I will say 3 methyl. خلصنا branches. Now the parent chain is butane. Okay, I can combine methyl, methyl, methyl 3 مرات. I can say trimethyl. And I will put the numbers 2, 2, 3. Okay, this one and this one and this one, I said trimethyl and then butane. So you can say this is 2, 2, 3 trimethyl butane. Okay. طيب يلا. Now I'll give you a structure and I want you to name it. Let's say you have this compound, 6 carbons, and you have C here and you have C here. Okay, and you have C here. Okay, let's say you have H3, H2, 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 H3, H3. Okay, now I want you to pause the video and try to name this compound. Yeah, what is the name of this compound? Okay, yalla, we will start. At 2, I have methyl. Okay, and again at 2, I have methyl. Okay, at 3, I have ethyl. And then I will say hexane. Okay, I will combine this one and this one. I will say 2,2-dimethyl. Be careful, don't forget to write the number, because the number will tell you where is the branch located. Okay, and then you will say 3-ethyl hexane. Okay, if you were asked to write the molecular formula of this compound, this is very easy. You just count all the C's and all the H's. Be careful, you have here 6 C's and 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't forget the branches, okay? So you will have C10H. Okay, count all the H's, it will be 22. Okay, now let's do practice. I want you to practice this one. Now, if you feel that this is confusing, CHHH, make it condensed. Like here, start from here. This one is CHHH. I will combine it to make it CH3. Now then, I will have this one is CH, and here there is a branch, and this one is CH3. Okay, بعدين CH2, بعدين CH2, بعدين CH2, بعدين CH3. okay. هلا where is the parent chain? طبعا the longest chain is the parent chain. How many carbons do I have here? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is hex. Single bonds AN. في branch اسمه methyl. على أي carbon؟ على carbon number 2. So the name of this compound is 2-methyl hexane. Now try to do this one. Okay, similarly here, this is confusing for you, so you start. This one is CH3, and then you have here CH bonded to CH3, and here you have CH2, and then CH2, and then CH, and here there is a branch CH3, CH3. Okay, now where is the longest chain? This is the longest chain. How many carbons do you have here? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So the name is hexane. I have 2 branches. This is methyl, methyl. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, at 2 I have methyl, and at 5 I have methyl. Or I can combine both names together to say 2,5-dimethyl hexane. Okay, also here I have here CH3, and then C, here there is CH3, and here CH3, and here CH3. Okay, where is the parent chain? This is the parent chain. What is the name? The name is propane. Okay, I have 2 branches, 2 methyl, so I will say dimethyl. Okay, where are they located? At carbon number 2. لاحظوا راح أقول 2 مرتين لأنه 2 branch 2 branch. Okay, طيب هلا now this one also try to do it by yourselves. This is the parent chain. Okay, and here we have a branch at number 2 and a branch at number 3. Okay, at 2 and 3 I have dimethyl. Okay, and I have 1 2 3 4 5. This is pentane. Okay, so far we learned how to name a straight chain alkane and a branched alkane. Now this one is straight or branched? This one is straight ما فيه أفرع. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is pentane. Okay, طيب let's look at this one. هذا فيه فرع من هون. Okay, هاي البارنت وهاي الفرع. Now let's see the parent. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is pentane. Okay, my branch is methyl. It is located at carbon number 1 2 3. So this is 3-methyl pentane. Now what if they did it this way for you? It's okay. This is the longest chain. Okay, the longest chain is 4 carbons. This is butane. Okay, at carbon number 2 and at carbon number 3 I have methyl. So I will say 2,3-dimethyl butane. Okay, this one is confusing you, make it condensed. Let's start. Here I have CH3 and then CH3 and then CH2, CH2, CH3, okay, CH3. Now this is a branched alkane. I have this is the parent. And I have 2 branches. The parent is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is hexane. I have 2 branches at carbon number 2, 3, 4, 5. لاحظوا إنه حتى لو عدينا من هون 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the branches will be at 2 and 5. So I will say 2, 5, dimethyl hexane. Okay, so this is the name. فأنتوا إذا عندكم straight chain, you just see the number of carbons and you put AN. إذا عندنا فرع, we put where is the branch, what is the branch, and then the parent chain. هلا آخر نوع من أنواع الألكينز is called the cycloalkane. Cycloalkane is very easy. Cyclo means closed shape. Cycloalkane means closed shape. Okay. Closed shape يعني نفس التريانجل، نفس السكوير، نفس البنتاغون. Okay. طيب هلا can I make a closed shape with 1 carbon؟ طبعا لا. Can I make a closed shape with 2 carbons؟ لا. With 3 carbons yes. How does it look like؟ حتكون هيك شكلها C C C C. Okay, how many H's do you need here? طبعا this C have 2 bonds, so it needs 2 H's. This C have 2 bonds, it needs 2 H's. This one is also 2 H's. Or simply you can draw it like this. So this is, what is the name of this compound? Now let me finish the drawings, then I will call you how do we name them. Now 4 carbons. 4 carbons, طبعا I can draw it, it will look like this. Okay, how many H's does this one need? CH2, 2 bonds, 2 H's, 2 bonds, 2 H's, and 2 bonds. Okay, now or simply you can draw it as a square. طيب هلا إذا عندي 5 C's. 5 C's also, this looks like the house that you draw when you were young. بيت نفس شكل البيت. Okay, بتكون C, 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 C. Okay, طبعا كل C عندها 2 H's. Okay, now how do we name them? طبعا for 3 carbons I say prop. وبما إنها فيها كله single bonds I will say ane. But propane I know is a straight chain. How can I differentiate between it and cycloalkane? I will say cyclopropane. So this one is also 4 carbons. This is bute. Single bonds ane. بس رح أستخدم كلمة cyclobutane. هاي نفس الشيء 5 carbons means bent والكane means ane بس بما انها closed shape I will say cyclopentane. Okay, طيب. So far we said that alkanes could be straight. Okay, let me insert a page before we do the branched cyclic. Okay, إذا الالkanes they could be straight, they could be branched for the straight, branched for the straight. Okay, they could be cyclic, cycloalkanes, and they could be branched for the cyclic. Okay, branched for the cyclo shapes. Let me give you example on each. Straight means let's say ethane. شو يعني ethane? Ethane means F means 2 carbons وan means single bond. Okay, so how many H's do I have here? 3. Branched means there is a branch. For example, 2-methyl propane. Okay, how do you draw 2-methyl propane? طبعا مين نرسم بالأول؟ نرسم بالأول البارنت. prop يعني 3 carbons. وan means single bond. هلا ما بنحط الاتشز. هلا انتبهوا، رح احط الفرع وين؟ at carbon number 2. هاي الفرع. شو هو الفرع؟ ميث يعني 1 كربون. اوكي، هلا بنحط الاتشز. how many H's do I have here? 3. هون عندي 3 bonds 1 H, 1 bond 3 H's, and here 3 H's. So this is called 2. at 2 I have methyl propane. اذا بنرسم بالعكس، اول شيء البيرنت، بعدين البرانش بنشوف وين موجود، بعدين بنحط الاتشز. اوكي، طيب هلا السايكلو. مثلا اذا انا قلت لكم سايكلو بروبين، بروب يعني 3 كربونز cyclic shape. 3 كربونز cyclic shape. ان يعني كل البونز سنجل. here I will put 2 2 2. او اذا بدكم تختصروا اعملوها تريانجل. اوكي، طيب هلا برانش تو سايكلو يعني مثلا عندي هون triangle وعنده CH3. نفس هون. okay, I will name the parent chain. The parent chain is this. So the parent chain is cyclopropane. Okay, I will say cyclopropane. في فرع. شو هو الفرع؟ الفرع هو ميثايل. طيب وين موجود الفرع؟ هلا هون unlike this one I don't have ends, so I say this is 1, this is 2. Okay, اللي عليها الفرع I will call it number 1. So I will say 1 methyl cyclopropane أو methyl cyclopropane without the 1. Okay, طيب let me give you more practice. Draw the structural formulas for the following compounds. يلا heptane. Take few minutes to answer these questions. You have practice on drawing cyclic shapes and practice on naming. يلا شو يعني hept؟ hept يعني 7 carbons. So I will draw 7 carbons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An means all the bonds are single. Okay, now let's put the H's. دائما خلوا ال H's للآخر. طيب هلا عندنا part B. 2 methyl hexane. طبعا نبدأ بالأول بالهكسين. شو يعني hex؟ hex means 6 carbons. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, An means all the bonds are single. Now at 2 I have a branch. فيكم تعتبروا هاي number 2 أو فيكم تعتبروا هاي number 2. Okay, my branch is meth. Meth means 1 carbon. Okay, now let's put the H's. 3 اوكي 2 3 dimethyl pentane. اول شيء بنرسم البارنت تشين اللي هي مين؟ pent. اوكي، pent means 5 carbons. 1 2 3 4 5. An means single bonds. At 2 and 3 I have a branch. This is 2, this is 3. What is my branch? Dimeth. 2 meth. Meth is 1 carbon, so I have 2 meth. 1 here and 1 here. Okay, now I'll put 3 2 1 3 1 3 3. اوكي يلا الأخيرة. 2 2 dimethyl propane. Parent prop means 3 carbons. و An means single bonds. At 2 and 2 كيف راح أعمل 2 branches at 2؟ واحد من تحت واحد من فوق. اوكي، dimethyl يعني 2 methyls. This is 1, this is 2. Now at 3 3 3 3, and this one doesn't need any H's because it already has 3 bonds around it. Okay, طيب. Now before we do this, if I say for you, do for me 1 2 dimethyl cyclobutane. يلا هنبدأ أول شيء بالبارنت. البارنت هو cyclobutane. تذكروا إنه cyclo يعني closed shape, bute يعني 4 carbons. كيف شكل السايكلوبيوتين؟ 4 كربونز closed بيكون شكلهم square. At 1 I have a branch and at 2 I have a branch. إذا واحد اعتبر إنه هاي 1 وهاي 2 it's okay. لأنه هو closed shape ما له أطراف. Okay? Dimethyl. Di يعني 2 methyl. Meth يعني 1 carbon. So I have carbon here, carbon here. This carbon have 1 bond, so it needs 3 H's. This one also needs 3 H's. Okay, now the last thing I want you to do is I want you to name these compounds for me. طبعا هذا الclosed shape هو عبارة عن cyclo. بما انه عندنا 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons is hex. كل البونز سنجل يعني اين. عندنا فرع فرع فرع. اوكي، وين الافرع بنختار minimum number. So I will say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. So I have at 1 methyl, at 2 methyl, at 4 methyl. رح اجمع كل الميثايلز. I will say 1 2 4 trimethyl cyclohexane. Okay, now let's do B. B عندنا 1 2 3 4 5. So this is cyclopentane. Okay, at 1 I have methyl and at 3 I have ethyl. Some cases they say سووا حسب الالفابetical order. مين بيجي أول الإي ولا الأم؟ A, B, C, D, E. E قبل, so you say E is 1 and M is 3. But I think this should not confuse you at this point. Okay, now let's see this one. Also this one. This one is cyclic shape, so I will say cyclo. كم carbon عندي؟ 1 2 3 4. 4 is but. All the bonds are single, so I will say ane. Okay, هلا I have methyl and I have propyl. I can say this is 1 2 3. لاحظوا أحسن إني أقول 1 2 3. 1 و 3 بيكونوا البرانشز. Okay, so at 1 I have 3 carbons يعني propyl. At 3 1 carbon يعني methyl cyclobutane. Okay, and do this one by yourselves. This is the end of the lesson. I hope it was useful for you.